next two, you guys will remember. Actually, you know what? I'll just pile up all of the. Well, you know what? I'll go with these two first. These are the Harry Potter games for the Xbox: Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire. Haven't played either of these yet. If you guys remember, I bought them last week, so yeah, I haven't gotten around to them yet. Like I said in the pickups video, I did remember playing Prisoner of Azkaban as a kid. Remember raging after a little while and trading it in. But yeah, well, I still need to go back and play these and see what they're like.
Okay, so
yeah, Derek, you can talk about the Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, both of these games are in pretty good condition. I owned the Star Wars Complete Saga on Xbox 360, 100% it. Well, no, got close, and then I traded it in. To this day, don't know why I did that, because all I want to do is go back to Best Buy and buy the Complete Saga on 360, which is probably what I'm gonna do, because honestly, I'd rather play these games on 360 than I would on Xbox, because I mean, if you have the choice, then you might as well go with it.
These next two I'm gonna bundle together too, because I haven't played either of these yet. And these are Burnout 2 and Need for Speed Underground. Now I've played Need for Speed Underground on the PSP, I think, and I really enjoyed that, but that was a really long time ago. And then Burnout 2 I have not played yet, but I have fond memories of playing Burnout Revenge on the 360. So if this is even close to as good as Burnout Revenge, then it'll definitely be worth the couple of dollars I spent. And I'm sure Need for Speed Underground is pretty good too. So good racing games, probably. Not 100% sure, but I like the other games in these franchises, so yeah. You could probably talk about Hit and Run.
Well,
actually, yeah, let's talk about this one.
So this is tied with ToeJam and Earl 3 and Kung Fu Chaos for our #1 Xbox game in our complete collection, or of all time. This game, well, of all time on the console anyways.
Yeah.
So this game was so much fun back in the day, and I still believe it is. I honestly want to play it like right after we're done filming this video and done with this collection video, because honestly, I want Kyle to drive and I want me to shoot, and I want to just destroy everyone. It was so much fun. It probably still is, if it's anything like I remember it being. And honestly, I just can't wait to play it again, because...
I remember, though, that the single player is kind of weird, because there are racing challenges, but there's also platforming. So it's like kind of a mix between the Crash racing games and the Crash platforming games. So it's definitely an interesting combo. Yeah.
Multiplayer is easily the best way to go, though.
Yeah, so we can't wait to play this again. Let's do a couple more of these that I haven't really played yet.
Including this game.
I've played that one.
Okay.
Splinter Cell, just couldn't get into it, so that's all I have to say about that one. And then Narnia, haven't played it yet. I picked this up last week too, so haven't gotten around to it. And then Black, this one's interesting. It's definitely like Call of Duty, like an older Call of Duty. But it's pretty interesting. They do actual cutscenes with actual actors, and I'm assuming they filmed it just for this game. So it's interesting. It didn't really catch my attention though.
Just another first-person shooter.
Yeah, just kind of another first-person shooter.
Hit and Run?
Yeah, let's go with that one.
All right. If you want to outrun the cops, I believe it is. Yeah, Hit and Run. So if you want to outrun the cops after destroying enough cities and killing enough people, then go ahead, and if you just want to go ahead and pick people up and try and outrun Mr. Burns, then you might as well go with Road Rage. But this game, I never play it. I just watch Kyle play it because it's fun to watch or play. That's the same with Road Rage. I mean, just to watch Kyle beat the clock is fun.
This one actually is one where you can get out of the car, so that's good. It's basically like a GTA 5, or GTA 5, a GTA clone, where you go around and do missions for people. There's a lot of car driving involved, but there's also other missions to do around the areas. So it's definitely a cool game. I've beaten the entire thing. had a whole bunch of fun with it. There are so many different mission types though. You know, there's collecting missions. There's a couple racing missions. There's missions where you have to destroy cars. So definitely cool. Lots of variety. Lots of great voice acting. You know, just overall really fun. And this one actually has you may be able to see it down here. It says HD 16:9, which means I don't know if this displays 480 or 720. I'm assuming it's 1080 because when I got the composite, when I got the component cables for this, it looked amazing. Like, it's one of the sharpest Xbox games with the component cables. It just blew my mind how good it looked for, you know, a game that came out in 2003. It's so amazing. So really cool. It supports that resolution, and really fun game.
All right.
Talking about really fun games.
Yeah, Voodoo Vince. Now this was one that Kyle always played and that I always watched him play, and that's because primarily this is also another tie with our probably #1 favorite game on the Xbox.
There's a lot.
Yet again, that's like a 4 or 5-way tie right there. No pain, no gain, it's true. In this game, you literally get to hurt this voodoo doll to kill the enemies around you, and or you can just spin hit them. This game was, when Kyle first played it, groundbreaking, because not only was the gameplay hilarious and fun, but just the way that this whole world is set up with all these crooked buildings
It's crazy.
in different cities that could never possibly stand in reality. This game is like the definition of why video games are different than reality, because this, I mean, it does abide by physics, but the way these things are set up is something that no architect in real life would ever build anything.
It's definitely unrealistic. It's got its own art style. I mean, really though, at the basic level, it's basically a generic platformer, just with a voodoo doll twist, which is a really good twist. But yeah, it's a lot.
Because they did it right.
It's like 95% platforming, but it's really fun platforming. Not extremely challenging. Although I do remember when I played this originally when I was a kid, I got stuck on the last level.
The carnival.
The carnival, yeah. And there was this one ride where you had to shoot stuff while you were in a roller coaster, and it pissed me off so bad. But
he got through it.
I eventually bought it again and beat the entire game. I thought the ending was a little weak, but the story itself is kind of sweet. But yeah, it's definitely a fun game. Great New Orleans jazz style because it's set place in like a fictitious New Orleans, so really good jazz soundtrack, and definitely recommend playing this. Even if you have to pay $10 or $15, it's definitely worth it. It is a bit on the short side.
So what would you give it out of 10?
Probably a 9, just because it's on the short side. And it's a little generic, but it's definitely a fun game. I'm gonna go with. We already talked about this one.
In fact, why don't you just talk about all the Platinum Hits games?
Yeah, I'll go through these really quick. 007 Agent Under Fire. This one I haven't really played yet.
If it's anything like Nightfire,
If it's anything, yeah.
Awesome.
If it's anything like Nightfire, I'll definitely enjoy it. So yeah, I got that. Crimson Skies: High Road to Revenge. It's a plane shooter set during I think World War I. Kind of fun, but I couldn't really get into it. It's probably really fun online multiplayer, but it's definitely one of the cheaper games. I think it sold a lot, so there's a lot of them out there. And then the last Platinum Hits game we have here, well, 2 games, is Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Wrath of Cortex. Now, Nitro Kart
is okay.
I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. I have no freaking idea why Nitro Kart is so popular. There are copies of it everywhere. You can get it basically anywhere. And I just don't get it because really, I don't think it's
Tag Team is better.
It's not that good of a game. I mean, Tag Team just blows it out of the water.
But I believe that what Kyle bought it for and that I wanted him to buy it for was Wrath of Cortex.
Wrath of Cortex was the good one.
It is basically a platformer You get to jump around, and there are different variations in the game, like different variations of gameplay. But Wrath of Cortex, if you see this anywhere, even if it does come with a Nitro Kart, I would still buy it because it's worth it just for Wrath of Cortex. Nitro Kart isn't that great. Honestly, I would rather have Tag Team. But
Yeah, well, yeah.
we already have it.
But yeah, Wrath of Cortex, it stays pretty true to the original Crash games. It's a platformer. It's really fun. And I know the newer Crash games have gotten a lot of crap because they're actually pretty bad. But yeah, Wrath of Cortex is probably one of the last really good ones. I do remember playing Twinsanity, although I don't have it. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. But yeah, this one's definitely one to check out if you're into the original Crash games.
All right. Spider-Man 2. Let's just combine these. Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2.
They're like GTA Spider-Man games. That's basically what they are.
They're free roam. Honestly, if you just want to go free roam, that's okay. I don't know how true they stay to the actual story of the movies, but
I think they take their own spin on
yeah, they do really take their own spin on these. Of course, they usually do by adding a bunch of miscellaneous villains that were never in the movies. But I guess they just did that for extra gameplay.
One thing I gotta say about I haven't played this one really at all yet, but from playing Spider-Man 2, the free roam was really cool, especially at the time for being a 2004 game. It was really cool to roam around in a huge 3D world like that. It was just mind-blowing at the time. But coming back to it, it's still cool. The web slinging is surprisingly responsive and works pretty well for the most part. But one thing I have a problem with is a lot of the pop-in, and I know it's an old game, but for me it kind of takes me out of it, especially when you go kind of higher up. The cars, to save processing power, they actually they take the 3D models, and once you get high enough, they replace them with 2D sprites. And so so once you're high up enough, it's actually just 2D sprites as the cars, and it looks really bad. But other than that, some of the detail gets lost from the buildings too, which kind of takes me out of it. But it's still a really fun game. It's definitely worth $3.99 that I paid for it. So yeah, really fun for the most part.
But whichever one it is out of the two of them, it is so worth it.
Yeah.
When I believe his name is Bruce Campbell narrates the game.
I think that might have been both of them. I definitely know for sure the second one. This next up one is Whiplash, and this one I remember playing as a kid too. I remember renting it for a weekend, and I didn't really go back to it. So when I saw it, I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw it not too long ago and decided to pick it up. And I guess I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I got a few hours in, and the annoying part is that they kind of set it up so you can go through the game however you want. You can go to different levels at different times, and it really doesn't matter about the order. But to me, it caused some glitches. Like, I was getting into rooms that I wasn't supposed to be able to get into, and stuff wouldn't be there. And, the game just started glitching up because I was going into rooms I wasn't supposed to, even though it was letting me. So I'm kind of stuck, which kind of sucks, but it's a fun game, got a lot of great humor.
Genron. Admit it, life is boring. Reality doesn't cut it. Doesn't your everyday routine just sap your soul? Don't you wish life had more zest, more verve, more, elan? Well, now there's meaning to your awkward existence. The Genron Corporation. Genron is dedicated to bringing you the most exciting products this side of your face. No idea is too grand. No technology too advanced. We're about you. All about you.
I like the mechanic of being able to fling the bunny guy around. It's pretty funny. You get to break. It's another one of those games where you get to destroy a lot of stuff. It's really fun. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer that the free roam kind of aspect kind of breaks the game a little bit if you don't do it the way it wants you to.
And possibly, it has one of, in my opinion, possibly the #1 humorous dialogue lines from any video game.
Yeah, it's super funny.
In the original Xbox port.
Slow down, you move too swift for my legs.
That's great. Yeah, I love that. And these last 3 I actually got sealed at Game Trader in Beaverton when they were having their Christmas sale. They were just fire sailing a whole bunch of stuff, and so I got a couple of sealed Xbox games. Got RoboCop. I think I paid, I want to say it might have been $5 or a couple dollars more than that, but
No, it was like 1.
no, this one was like 5 or so. This was 5 or 7.
All right, that
This one.
Yeah,
was
that
5.
one was.
But this one, I've heard it's really bad, so I wanted to buy it because I love RoboCop, and so I was thinking about playing it, but I did some research. Turns out it's supposed to be a pretty good bad game, so I'm probably going to keep it sealed. Just to have a sealed game in the collection because it's kind of cool. But yeah, I'll probably buy another copy of it sometime and try it out, but I'll probably keep this one sealed. This next one is Reckless, the Yakuza missions. And this one actually looks pretty interesting. I bought it thinking, oh, I'll go ahead and open it up and play it. But considering how pretty, it's pretty common and it's also pretty inexpensive, so I'm probably just gonna pick up another copy of this one too and play it at some point and keep this one sealed. That's kind of with really all of these. They're all pretty common, so that's why I'm keeping these ones sealed. This one was actually $1. New Legends. I mean, from the back it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's a game I kind of wanted to play, but I got home and searched it up. I paid $1 for it, and that's really what it's worth. It's super common. Really, it got really bad reviews. It's supposedly a terrible game, so probably keep this one sealed too, because really now I don't really have any interest in playing it. But yeah, guys, that is it for our original Xbox collection. It took us a while to get through it all, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely a lot of great games in here. Still a lot to get around to playing. We just get so many for really cheap, so it's, we're kind of buying more games than we have time to get through them all. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Some really great games in here, and probably my easily on my favorite consoles of all time. Easily the top 5. The video's long enough. Let's just end it now.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
Oh,
See you
bye-bye.
next time.